It's now time for us to start stuffing the body. As you can see, your opening has become quite small again. What you want to do is stick the stuffing in, same as we did with the head. But for this area here by the neck, you want to make sure that you get that nice and firm. So you want to make sure you've got plenty of stuffing in there. You may still have a little bit of a gap in the head itself here. If you do, just push some stuffing into it in every direction to make it nice and firm. So we're just going to take our stuffing, same as we did last time, and we are going to start adding it. Once again, we want to ensure that we get a nice smooth shape that is rounded instead of having bulges and dents in it. First thing I do is make sure I've shoved plenty of stuffing into the neck so that it can support the head later on. Add some more. Remember, we do not want to overstuff and we do not want to understuff. Now at this point I'm not going to stuff it as much as I would like the final result to be stuffed, simply to make it easier to crochet a little bit further, and we'll just keep adding stuffing as we go along. So for now I'm just popping in a little bit of stuffing just to this point so that you can start to see the shape coming through, but it's not 100% even yet. We will do that as we carry on. Okay, before we make our final round, we need to add some more stuffing to the body. As you can see, the hole is now quite small and we'll only be able to fit a finger through instead of fitting our entire hand in there. So we just start pushing more stuffing in. The reason we're only doing it now is if you stuff fully before you start your decreasing, then it becomes really difficult to decrease and your tension changes on the decreases. So the bottom of your toy then ends up having these gaping holes at each spot where you have a decrease. But if you do your decreases until the hole is tiny like it is now and only then stuff it to full capacity, then your decreases are the same tension as all your other stitches and you don't have to worry about having big holes at the bottom which are unsightly and show your stuffing through. That's a bit of a mission to go through a smaller hole, but for the end result it is well worth the effort. So again, you can see I'm using my thumb to add stuffing here a little bit at a time. I'm also turning the body as I go so that I can add stuffing evenly, and with each little bit of stuffing that I'm adding, I'm actually pushing it into the body with my thumb towards the side. I'm not just pushing straight down the center, actually helping the stuffing to create a nice rounded effect for the bottom of the body. Again, you don't want to overstuff. If you're seeing your stuffing through your stitches, then you are putting too much stuffing in. You need to use less. If it's full of holes, then you haven't put enough stuffing in and you need to add a little bit more until you get the nice rounded shape that we are aiming for. It's also very important while you are stuffing to just change your perspective on the toy a little bit and look at it from different angles to make sure that you don't have any holes or any unsightly bumps. Like we've got a little bit of a hole there, so we need to push more stuffing in that direction. Let's just get a little bit more to add there and fill up the space. go. A little bit of a hole here. So I'm just going to add a little bit in there. And again over here we've got a little bit of a hole. There we go. And a little bit more for this side. And of course for there as well. As you can see, I do press on it quite a bit, just to help it take shape that I want it to have. When it's all done, you can actually make a difference with your pressing as to whether it is smooth or bumpy and lumpy. Okay, at this point we can return to crocheting, where we will close up the hole completely, and then we'll see if it is necessary to add any more stuffing. Now that's the end of round 54. We now need to decide if you want to add a little more stuffing. It's usually necessary because you'll find there's a little bit of a soft spot there. It's a bit of a hole, but there's no room for your finger to go through. So what I do is I've got a 5mm hook that at the back end is completely flat. It's not, I don't know if you can see, it's not tapered at all. It's completely flat. Chopsticks will also work for this. So you take a little bit of stuffing, you position it over, you see your hole, the last hole is there where we've got it. You're going to position your stuffing over it, and you're just going to use the back of your hook to push the last little bit of stuffing in through that hole, so that your body is fully and properly stuffed. It can be a little bit difficult the first time you do this because you have to get used to the movement. Don't take too big a piece of stuffing. It's easier when it's a smaller piece of stuffing. And there we go. We have finished stuffing and crocheting our body.